Hello there, chums! This is the definitive top 5 villains of the 1993 cult classic animated series, The Tick, who deserve more respect put on their names.
Number 5. Mr. Fluffy Pants, or his better-known alias.
Mr. Smarty Pants is dead. Long live the Fin!
Long live the Fin! Long live the Fin!
Fin, on the surface, may look like a harmless dolphin.
Don't you worry, little fella. We'll have you back at the hotel in no time.
Someone come and pummel this annoying person?
But this genius porpoise was within moments of drowning the entire city of Reno, Nevada in fish. Having been held captive for an unknown amount of time performing various tricks in front of a cheering audience, the Fin grew tired of his controversial owners, who continuously upped the ante of his routine by not only making it more difficult, but also far more dangerous. Somehow the Fin was able to attract extreme dolphin furries to do his bidding, such as aiding him escape his inhumane confinement.
No, bring him closer. You know what? Just dump them into the pool.
Okay.
Oh, fish, food of the gods!
And gathering the materials needed to create a gigantic fish magnet. Yes, a magnet that literally pulls fishes and other sea creatures to itself.
You've lost and you don't even know it! For I have constructed a revolutionary device that will bury Reno in my wealth! I have invented the fish magnet!
Most viewers of the cult classic The Tick regard this villain as one of the more sillier and weaker characters in the oversized blue superheroes rogue gallery.
Ishmael, Billy, pry these hairless apes from my streamlined form and prepare them for torture.
But I disagree. Sure, physically he was no match for the Tick, but just imagine the economic and environmental destruction had Mr. Fluffy Pants had succeeded in his diabolical plans.
You fools. Money doesn't put fish on the table. Fish puts fish on the table.
No more fish fillet at McDonald's. No more skippers. No more reasons to buy fishing boats, poles, or nets. England without proper fish and chips. Anarchy. Perhaps the Fin's biggest weakness, other than unchecked gluttony.
I don't need your stinking fish. Why don't you get real jobs, you tanning booth disasters?
Was not knowing the Tick's odd ability to hold his breath underwater for an extremely long time. Maybe next time, Mr. Fluffy Pants.
Get away from me!
Oh, I mean the Fin.
Soren's lips are blue. I think he's cold. It makes me sad. I hope we live. You call this a haiku? You're just counting syllables! Get back in the water!
Number 4, Proto Clown.
Whoa. Clown smash!
This hulkish, calico sporting looking doofus is often underappreciated by fans due to his limited screen time with our beloved hero, the Tick.
Free!
Proto Clown is how I imagined the godforsaken offspring of She-Hulk and Carrot Top would look like. Ugly as hell. Looks be damned, Proto Clown actually holds the honor of defeating the Tick one-on-one. Unlike the other villains who made it in the top 5 list, Proto Clown managed to physically overpower the Tick, and did so with relative ease, sending him to outer space and past the moon.
Where am I? Outer space, looks like. Outer space, wow.
There, the Tick remained floating aimlessly from the beginning of the episode until the very tail end of it.
This is Dr. Bud Frontier. He's the man who created that monster.
Bud.
You created that thing?
Did my taxes pay for this?
Bad. Very bad.
Proto Clown was created in a science lab by a morally dubious, if not well-intentioned scientist who just wanted to bring more laughter into the world.
Don't you see? You're really funny.
Clown smash Bud!
It turns out that Proto Clown actually hates being mocked and has a furious temper to boot.
Bud laugh! Bud laugh at Proto Clown!
Yeah, don't laugh,
put a
Bud.
sock
No,
in
no,
it.
yeah,
Shut it.
don't.
He inexplicably figured that since everyone laughs at clowns, then a bigger clown would somehow garner bigger laughs.
My gosh, man! Didn't you realize that it's against the laws of nature? Clowns were never meant to be that big!
He, in fact, has nearly all the main so-called superheroes and sidekicks of the city constantly running away from him and trying in vain to find a secure hiding spot.
Clown smash!
After a brief and failed reconciliation with his creator, Proto Clown was mere seconds away from annihilating all the scared superheroes in one fell swoop.
From now on, I will never laugh at you again.
Clown love Bud!
Bud love clown. No. No, wait! Proto Clown, it was an accident!
Until a falling tick, with a tinge of ex machinations and convenience, landed right on Proto Clown.
Number 3, The Midnight Bomber. What bombs at midnight?
So he says to me, you gotta do something smart, baby. Something big. He says, you wanna be a supervillain, right? And I go, yeah, baby, yeah. What do I gotta do? And he says, you got bombs. Blow up the Comic Club. It's packed with superheroes. You'll go down in supervillain history. And I go, yeah, baby, because I'm the evil Midnight Bomber. What bombs at midnight?
This was the episode that convinced me that this cartoon was above the rest in terms of comedy back in '93. Nothing is actually known about this mad soliloquist.
And so he says to me, you want to be a bad guy? And I say, yeah, baby, I want to be bad. I says, sure some space ponies. I'm making gravy without the lumps.
We know nothing of his origin except what he spews out loud, but we have no way of verifying whatever comes out. His mouth is based on reality or a figment of his imagination.
And so he says, I don't like the cut of your jib. And I go, I says, it's the only jib I got, baby.
We don't know who this person that Midnight Bomber refers to as simply he, whether or not these two ever had a conversation. We're not even sure Midnight Bomber is not referring to multiple people when he says he. Regardless, this popular and much beloved but ultimately patronized villain deserves to be recognized as one to be feared and or respected.
He says to me, you got style, baby. But if you're gonna be a real villain, you gotta get a gimmick. And so I go, I says, yeah, baby, a gimmick, that's it. High explosives. Yeah? Keep playing with fire, superfans. You don't know how much fire you're playing with.
The man had the nerve to sneak inside Superhero Club, filled with nearly every named superhero in the city, and try to bomb the entire place right in front of them.
60 seconds to midnight. 60 seconds to nowhere, baby. You have all become victims of the evil Midnight Bomber with bombs. Hey, pay attention!
He would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for that meddling sidekick Arthur and his big-chinned friend the Tick.
Well, all this and a villain, too.
You'll never prove a thing, Copper. I'm just a part-time electrician. Bad is good, baby! Down with government!
Nobody, not even the dreaded Terror, would so brazenly attack a horde of partying superheroes. Therefore, Midnight Bomber. What bombs at midnight has rightfully earned his spot on villains who deserve some respect on their name.
Eat my smoke, Copper! And finally, weighing in at 2,000 pounds of pure evil, the Human Ton.
And his little friend Handy.
Hi, everybody!
Number 2 Handy with his necessary sidekick, the Human Ton. This literal puppet is hands down, no pun intended, the funniest underrated villain of the entire Rogues Gallery. Along with the Midnight Bomber, What Bombs at Midnight, Handy is indeed one of, if not the most popular character on the show. However, he is revered by the fandom more for his innate hilarity and not so much for his innate villainy and criminal exploits.
Is he finished?
Oh, yeah, he's finished.
Not in the face! Not in the face!
But consider this. An undersized villain with an oversized pair of steel cajones, laced with real moxie and enough attitude to spare. Handy proves himself to be a formidable foe even amongst the elite such as Chairface Chippendale and the Tick's arch rival, the Terror. So much so that the Terror hand-picked, pun intended, him twice over any of the other well-known villains in the city to be his personal henchman.
Hello?
Done. This is the Terror. Let me speak to Handy.
Hello?
I know where they hid the Desirovac. I need some muscle to help me get it.
What's he saying? What's he saying?
Get your toothbrushes. I'm springing you tonight.
Handy was instrumental in taking over the mayor's office, and was within seconds of using the Desire-Ovac to destroy the city completely. The fact that a mere sock puppet accomplished that much easily puts him at the top of villains that need a lot more respect on his name.
It's an homage, you jerk! You're losing it! You're out of the loop!
Yeah, onto the loop.
In fact, I think this group could use a new leader. I nominate me! Hands up! Who wants me?
One can even argue that no other character besides the Tick, of course, has gotten under Arthur's skin deeper than Handy. It is my belief that Handy and the Humanton, specifically Handy, is Arthur's arch-villain.
The Terror is springing the Humanton and his little friend Handy.
Oh, not that rotten puppet.
Between Handy and the Humanton, nobody can deny which of these two is the big boss.
Your Tick won't come. He's sulking in his tent like a guy from Chile.
Don't you mean Achilles? You're making us look like jerks! I told you! Read a book!
Humanton may be the hand under the sock, but Handy is the brain in the human, and what he says goes.
Wait, you big goon! Forget the moth! We can have whatever we want!
Oh, yeah.
I wanna be a real boy!
You see? You can't have wishes because you don't have your own brain. You're a puppet. Literally a puppet.
No, you can't let him talk to me like that!
Yeah! Shut up!
No questions asked. When the going gets tough, it's Handy that gets going. A certified one-hitter quitter.
You want a piece of me? Come and get it, moth boy!
Near genius IQ.
Well, that was an Oedipal moment. Sophocles?
Quoi?
Oedipus Tyrannus? The guy plucks his own eyes out? Read a book!
Nerves of steel. Without him, the Humanton ceases to remain composed, let alone conscious. Unfortunately, his inability to actively protect his unblinking eyes has been his Achilles heel.
Yeah, even now he sulks like Achilles in his tent. Achilles? It's the Iliad?
Dun 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 dun.
It's Homer! Read a book!
Each time we are privileged to witness his dastardly deeds, he is brought down by a direct assault on his eyes.
Now what are you gonna do, tiny man? Way to chew! Finish him off!
I guess he just didn't see that coming.
Well, kids, that's all you get. That's it. Read a book.
Number 1.
Oh,
yeah, I see how the system works. Well, I'll tell you something. I am through being your sidekick. I'm through being your pudgy comic relief.
Arthur, stop it. You know I'm my own comic relief. Now, come on, man!
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages. The number one overlooked and underappreciated villain that gets little respect put on his name is Arthur.
What you go back? Get out! Get out of my apartment!
What?
Get out of my apartment! Get out of my life!
Admittedly, technically, Arthur isn't a villainous character, but since he did become an official villain in Season 3 for one episode, he fulfilled the bare minimum requirement for consideration.
You want a piece of me? Well, take your best shot!
I never thought I'd be saying this to you, but spoon!
Spoon this!
Generally speaking, Arthur was not a threatening villain, nor was he an ambitious one.
Not so fast, sidekick.
What?
No sidekicks in the club. You go around back to the sidekicks lounge.
What?
He didn't devastate the aquatic environment like Mr. Finn, or knock the Tick into outer space like a roided-up proto-clown did, or have the maniacal plot to annihilate an entire building of clubbing superheroes and sidekicks, nor did Arthur force the city to its knees like the verbose Handy and the Human Ton. No, Arthur did nothing as grand as any of those things. He does not have super strength, super intelligence, or super speed. No real superpowers except one superpower that no other living sentient being possesses or will ever possess.
How do you know? You can't just peer into a person's mind and know their secret dreams.
No? Well, let me just try, okay? All right, it starts with something ridiculous, like, oh, I don't know, the United Nations?
Bullseye!
Arthur's superpower is the ability to manage the Tick. Nobody can get through to the Tick.
Tick! Our friends are in trouble, and we've got to help them. Now, you listen to me, Tick. If you don't snap out of this stupid gambling fever right now, then I am not sure you can help anyone.
And my middle name used to be Helping People. The Helping People Tick!
Then let's go help Soren and Fred!
Okay!
Nobody can guide the Tick.
Oh, Destiny. Destiny, what would you have of me? Just give me a sign. Anything. Oh, that's not bad.
Nobody knows how to tolerate the Tick.
We fried Santa!
Tick! Tick! Tick, that wasn't Santa. The police explained everything. He was a bank robber.
We fried Santa?
I know. Come on, Tick. Everything's gonna be okay.
Most importantly, nobody understands the Tick.
Well, Arthur, it looks like we've done it again. And even though it's been a terrible week for me and harsh words have passed between us, I forgive you.
What? You can't forgive me. I forgive you.
Well, okay then.
Nobody but the most biggest, underappreciated sidekick, Arthur.
Don't you get it, good friend? Some of the best things come in small packages, but large things can't. Unless they're inflatable or require some assembly, or unless they're hearts.
Without Arthur, the Tick reverts back to an aimless, near thoughtless, incapable of basic discernment and prioritizing.
No, this is something different, bigger. Okay, there is not now, nor was there ever, a Santa Claus.
Wait a minute, you. I've heard about people like you. Are you saying you don't believe in Santa Claus?
Oh, please.
Definitely not. Yeah, definitely not for that.
Yes.
A wandering mass of wasted, unfulfilled heroism.
It's all in the timing, chum. Ready?
Tick, no! It's hopeless. This place is a labyrinth of terror.
Huh. I see your point. Time to unravel this Gordian knot. Spoon!
Arthur provides the Tick with sustained direction, cogent thinking, general wisdom, organization, and above all else, genuine friendship.
Same happy feet.
Tick,
Yes, chum.
stop hawking me a Chinik.
Huh?
It means stop talking so much.
Oh, neat.
The tick needs Arthur as much as a moth needs light to do whatever it is that they do, as much as a dolphin needs fish to eat, as much as a clown needs an audience to laugh or not, as much as a madman needs a mouth to talk to himself, and as much as a puppet needs a book to read.
Arthur!
Tick!